Right now, somewhere in your house, there's a switch. Flip it, and darkness disappears. You don't even think about it. You've never had to. But strip that switch away, go back just 200 years, and you'd discover something about your own body that modern life has quietly erased. Something buried so deep in your biology that most people spend their whole lives never knowing it exists. You wake up at 2 a.m., heart calm, mind clear, no reason for it, and you assume something is wrong with you. It isn't. For thousands of years, humans didn't sleep the way you do. One long block, dusk to dawn, forced shut by an alarm clock. That idea is new, almost embarrassingly new. For nearly all of human history, night worked completely differently. Historian A. Roger Ekirch made this discovery almost by accident. He was combing through old court records, diaries, medical texts, hundreds of years old, looking for something else entirely. And then a strange phrase kept surfacing. Again and again. First sleep. Second sleep. Not once. Not in one country. Across England, France, colonial America. For centuries. What was it? The night, split in two. Picture it. No electricity. No phone glowing beside the bed. The sun drops. The fire is lit. And your ancestors drift off not long after dark. That's first sleep. 3 or 4 hours. Deep and easy. Then, somewhere close to midnight, they open their eyes. Not startled. Not anxious. Almost on schedule. And they stay awake. This gap had a name. The watch. An hour, sometimes 2, tucked quietly into the middle of the night. And it wasn't wasted. People used it. They stoked the fire, whispered with a spouse, prayed, visited a neighbor's house just to talk. Physicians of the time even believed this was the best hour for conception, when the body was calm and the mind unclouded. Then, when the watch ended, they lay back down. Second sleep carried them to morning. This wasn't a superstition. It wasn't one strange village. Ekirch found the pattern in hundreds of documents spanning from ancient Greece to the early 1900s. For most of human history, this split night wasn't unusual. It was simply what night was. So what erased it? Light did. Gas lamps in the 1800s. Then electric bulbs. Suddenly night wasn't empty anymore. It was for reading, working, staying up. Bedtimes crept later and later, and the space for 2 separate sleeps collapsed under the weight of artificial light. By the mid-1900s, the memory of segmented sleep had almost vanished, and the waking hour that remained in some people, doctors started calling it something else. A disorder, insomnia, a problem to be medicated away. Here's the part that should unsettle you. The thing millions of people lie awake at night fearing, the thing they take pills for, might not be broken sleep at all. It might be memory, trying to come back. You don't have to trust a historian's word alone. In 1990, psychiatrist Thomas Wehr ran an experiment that put Ekirch's discovery to the test. He placed volunteers in 14 hours of total darkness every night. No lamps, no screens, nothing. Just the length of a natural winter night before electricity existed. Within weeks, without anyone teaching them how, their sleep split on its own. They fell asleep for a few hours, woke calmly in the middle of the night, alert, almost meditative, for 1 to 3 hours, then drifted back down until morning. Nobody told their bodies to do this. Their bodies simply remembered. So ask yourself something uncomfortable. Is your 8-hour unbroken block of sleep actually natural? Or is it a compromise, forced on you by electric light and a 9 to 5 clock that has nothing to do with how your body was built to rest? Anthropologist Carol Worthman studied sleep in modern hunter-gatherer communities, groups whose lives still echo how humans lived for most of history. And what she found broke the myth completely. Sleep in these communities isn't rigid. It bends around firelight, temperature, who's keeping watch for danger, the natural rhythm of the dark itself. For nearly all of human history, sleep was never meant to be one clean, silent block obeying an alarm. Now think about your own 2 a.m. That calm, clear-headed waking you've spent years assuming was a malfunction. Your ancestors wouldn't have flinched at it. They expected it. They built an entire quiet ritual around it. So why does any of this matter tonight, for you? Because somewhere underneath the noise of modern life, your nervous system may still be listening for the fire to burn low, still waiting for the dark to deepen, still expecting that quiet hour in the middle of the night that humans lived by for thousands of generations before anyone invented a clock to argue with it. The next time you wake at 2 a.m. and sleep won't come back right away, stop assuming you're broken. You might just be remembering something your body never forgot. Tonight, when you flip that switch and the room floods with light, know exactly what you're overriding. A rhythm older than electricity, older than clocks, older than the idea that the dark was ever something to fear.